women's 4x100 meter relay. The top two teams from the 2019 World Relays in Yokohama and the Rio Olympics, USA and Jamaica, among those countries pulling out of these relays because of COVID. Of the 16 teams that entered originally into the heats, only 2 had qualified for Tokyo. They were Italy and Switzerland, and both have survived to make this final. As they introduce the lineups here, the Italians have a strong lineup. They were 7th in Doha to qualify for the Tokyo Olympics automatically. Here's the team from Poland, the home team. 16th on the world list, the Poles. And now the powerhouse Dutch team with the great two-time world champion Daphne Schippers running the second leg, the hurdler Visser on the third. And the team from Denmark, not normally a powerhouse in this event, will run in lane 3, as will Ecuador, which is listed 40th in the world rankings, but they set a national record of 43.86 in the heat. So this is a well-tuned team from Ecuador running in lane number 2. But Michael, as we saw Sambini loading up for the South Africans in the men's race, we'll wait to see what Schippers can do. And a big opportunity here with the likes of the United States not here, the Jamaicans not here. And so a chance to be crowned World Relays champion in the women's 4x100 meters in the offing. These chilly conditions in Silesia, Poland.
Well, if we take a look at the all-time list, it's the usual suspects, United States and Jamaica, number 1 and 2 in the world, as you mentioned, Mark, not here. But it does indeed leave the door open for anyone who wants to rise to the occasion. There we get a good shot of the Polish team with a potential home field advantage.
Mike, can you talk about the relay zones? A few years ago, they were extended to 30 meters. It used to be a 10-meter acceleration zone, then 20 meters to exchange the baton. Now it's 30. But even with that real estate, we see all kinds of trouble, and you can see how they mark off their start point, right, to make sure they're at the right tempo when they receive the baton.
Exactly. 20 meters is a very short time period to exchange a baton. It all happens within 2 seconds flat, basically, in the men's, and about 2.5 seconds for the women. But they're marking it out accordingly. And yesterday we saw some good running by all of these athletes to qualify for this final.
Yes, this was heat number 2 with the Netherlands running in lane number 6 and already making up the stagger on Zambia. Now watch this. There's Daphne Schippers on the second leg and running away from the entire field. A breathtaking display of sprinting as she handed off to Nadine Visser, the 2021 European indoor champion at 60-meter hurdles. And Visser just held on to that lead through the final exchange to Van Hoenenstan. And the Dutch were away handily, being chased by the Poles, but there was no stopping the Netherlands in this heat number 2 as they stormed their way into today's final. So that would put the Netherlands into Tokyo automatically, along with France, Poland, Ecuador, Japan, and Denmark. The Canadians ranked 15th in the world right now. It's put them into some difficulty now with, 2 spots left to get to Tokyo. So the Canadian women will have to find a very fast time to scramble into contention for Tokyo. Fontana, Vittoria Fontana, will anchor the Italian quartet. She's only 20, ran the semifinals at the European Indoor Championships about a month ago in Turin. She's a European under-20 gold medalist in the 100 meters. Anna Bongiorni runs the third leg for Italy. They'll have Siragusa in her third World Championship appearance, rather third relay appearance, running in the leadoff leg. The Swiss running in lane number 8. They're the Japanese, 28th on the world list, ahead of the Swiss in the order in 9 France in 7. The Italians, Siragusa, will lead off for them out of lane number 6. The Poles will run out of lane 5. And then this powerhouse lineup with Naomi Sedney running the anchor, and Schippers, the 28-year-old superstar, on that longest leg, the second leg down the back straight. 5-time world medalist, 8-time European medalist. Mentioned the silver from Rio. She is one of the greatest runners the Netherlands has ever produced, and I believe, Michael, she has the second fastest all time at 200 meters. There's Matilda Kramer for Denmark in lane 3, and Ecuador with Angela Tenorio, the 2018 South American champion, in lane number 2. So there's the field for the final, and a big opportunity to crown a new World Relays champion here in Silesia Stadium. Netherlands in 4, Poland 5, Italy 6 down the middle of the track. They are the favorites. Ecuador on the inside in 2, Japan way out running blindly in 9. The final of the women's 4 by 100 meters. The gun and a clean start in this 4x1 relay final for the women as they go around the bend, and the Dutch looking very good through that first exchange. Schippers wearing the leggings in the cool conditions, again exploding down the back straight. So the Dutch already opening up a massive lead, the Poles giving chase, the Italians looking good. Now it's Visser taking the baton from Schippers. You can hear them screaming, and Visser has the lead for the Netherlands as they come to the next exchange. Sedney may have gone off too early. Oh my goodness, the Dutch have botched the exchange, and the Italians scream in front. That's Fontana into the lead, and Poland second. The Italians will take this on a messed up final exchange by the Dutch, who had the win in hand. And once again, disaster strikes in the exchange zone. Italy first, Poland with Pia Strzałka scrambling for the silver, and the Netherlands managing to get the bronze, it appeared, as Naomi Sedney left early. And I'm not even sure if they got that baton exchange, Michael, inside the zone. But that's what it looked like, didn't it?
That was very close. They might be on the brink of disqualification. We'll keep our eyes on that yellow hash mark on the track. But the Italians, this, again, is so important. You can have 4 of the mediocre runners as far as world-class times are concerned, but if you nail your exchanges and keep that momentum going around, this is what can potentially happen. But strong running for Italy, and Poland as well comes up big. It looks as though they dipped in for the silver medal unofficially, 44.10 seconds. Tremendous running, but it looked as though Netherlands had it completely wrapped up with that tremendous backstretch effort by Daphne Schippers. Nadine Visser did a strong leg, the third leg, but Naomi Sedney took off just a little bit too early, maybe a half a second too early, to botch that third and final exchange for the Dutch.
The Italians are emotional. They're the opportunists today. 5th 2 years ago in Yokohama. Gold here today, taking advantage of the miscue by the Dutch. And Schippers putting on a brave smile, a brave face here, but this has got to hurt, as Schippers and Visser had delivered the baton to the final exchange with a commanding lead for the Dutch. And then Naomi Sedney got off early, had to stop, and her momentum was gone. Let's take a look once again, Michael, at the replay of this women's 4x1 final.
Well, you could see how the final exchange, Sedney had to put on the brakes completely to try and stay within that 30-meter exchange zone. Once again, look at the yellow hashtag on the track. It looks as though they might have just got it in, but the Italians kept their momentum, and Fontana, a gritting effort over the final 30 meters, comes away with the victory, and the Poles dip in ever so slightly ahead of the Dutch for the silver medal performance. But here the tall Italian Fontana raises her hands in victory. A unique experience with the Americans, Jamaicans, and Canadians not here. Italy comes up big, and they are deemed world champions.
Dutch deliberating, trying to console themselves. What might have been Sedney, well, she can laugh at it now. And the Swiss were disqualified. The French didn't manage to finish this race. But it's Italy first, Poland second, and they had to go to the thousandth of a second as Sedney made a game effort to get back to at least second, but finished third for the Netherlands.